Alright, this is a Clout Gaze astrology reading for Lillee Jean, or more to the point of, she's like a I think it's a makeup YouTube channel personality, and I think she fabricated her entire channel or her entire like lifestyle. I'm not really too sure. I didn't really read too much into it. All I know is that she's a makeup YouTuber, and she might have fabricated a few things in order to make her channel seem bigger or for her personality to seem bigger. Not really too sure. Don't quote me. But anyway, I was really curious about what her chart looked like. This is all in good fun. It's informational. I'm not trying to say anything about Lillee Jean that I don't see in the cards or in the astrology chart itself. I'm just trying to, make sure everybody kind of gets a gist of why her personality might be a little, not conventional, if that makes sense. It might be a little bit different. So let's see, for your viewing pleasure, since, my chart is mostly actually a flow chart, I'm going to use the cards here to get a personality analysis. Just so people know. We have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is seeking direction, so she might do that an awful lot, or actually try to see what's new, what could be trending, what fad, I would assume. And then we have the Four of Wands here. We have happy home life. This could be before or after she, succeeds in her goals. I don't think it's all the time. This one kind of came out, stuck to this one, so I'm going by like how the cards come out. Usually if it's like a strict energy, it usually comes out one at a time. Okay, so let's see. We have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is restriction. So there might be some restrictions in her life, or some boundaries she can't cross. There might be strict boundaries that she's not comfortable with, or certain subjects or issues she's not 100% right about, or doesn't have too much knowledge about that. Maybe having more of a sheltered life, I would assume. I feel like her mom might be a big influence. But yeah, there's some type of restriction here. So there, let's see. Seven of Pentacles. We're going to put that right side right. So Seven of Pentacles, building. So building her channel, building her lifestyle, building her, stuff. And we also have the Nine of Swords. So sleepless nights. She might be worried about criticism. So, that makes sense to some degree, but, these cards are kind of subjective, and together they kind of make somewhat of a picture. It's kind of like a rough sketch, but I do feel like there might be a lot riding on her personality and her channel that I don't think too many other people have that with their YouTube channel. So, it could be, self-reliance or some type of independence that she feels while doing her channel. Anyway, mostly with Clout Gaze, I usually like looking into YouTubers to see what they would be if they were not YouTubers. So I'm going to read through the whole chart, and then I'll make predictions as to what they could be as far as not a YouTube personality. So just the alternate universe in which they're normal people in normal society and what their jobs might be. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I know I get a few questions about that a lot. Anyway, let's start off with the chart itself, we have who you think you are. It's the Sun in Aries in the 10th house of legacy. So you could think that you're a legend, you could think that you're world renowned, which a lot of people do with the 10th house. We have the Moon in Pisces in the 8th house. And this is usually how you feel. You feel intimacy, or you feel more connected to people. Usually a Pisces moon is like you're really emotional or you're really intense about stuff. So we have, let's see, how you think and speak is Mercury. So it's in Aries, the 10th house of legacy. So you could talk about yourself, you could talk about products, you could talk about a lot of stuff. It might be a little fabricated, but a little boastful. That's not bad. Some people are boastful. Let's see. We have how love is and what you value. So it's Venus in Aries, but it's in the 9th house of beliefs. So you might be a little bit traditional, old school. You might expect a lot. Usually Aries are pioneers and they want to do different things, or they want to do stuff that would be trendy. So something like that. So how you take action or show passion, we have Mars and Sagittarius in the 5th house of creativity. So might be a very creative outlook or outlet. Let's see. You might be passionate about one particular thing or another, maybe a lot of things. Usually a Sagittarius in the 5th house is usually somebody who sees something that they can make better, either through artistry, facility, like money, or having like a non-profit for. So usually that's kind of what that is. So we have your luck, where you expand, and that is Jupiter and Gemini in the 9th house of beliefs. So you could be a communicator, you could be, let's see, a lover of things, a lover of, stuff. Because the Gemini is represented by the lovers in tarot card readings. So, it's communication, it's ruled by Mercury, so it could be either through love or love of something, or love of an object, a product, whatever the case. And then we have your self-discipline, responsibility. Let's see. We have Saturn in Taurus. We have the 9th house of beliefs. So you might be disciplined by your own beliefs, or tradition, or how you were raised, which isn't bad. It's mostly the truth planet, so it's mostly showing your truth through, your own belief system, your own morals, basically, like kind of a self-righteous responsibility too. So, let's see. Your uniqueness and where you don't fit in. We have Uranus, Aquarius, so it is the 8th house of intimacy, so you might feel a little bit awkward. Being intimate with people, talking one-on-one, or maybe, relationships in general. So let's see. We have Neptune, also in Aquarius, the 7th house. So partnerships, your hopes and dreams, imagination is in this house. So, like you could have a fake boyfriend or girlfriend, but I feel like it's more of this person's not featured in a lot of discussions or in a lot of pictures or videos on your channel. So we have your death and rebirth, your transformation, um, uh, metamorphosis, how you would change and go on about your business as you get older. We have Pluto in Sagittarius. It's in the 5th house. So this is kind of a continuance of the Mars. So creativity, let's see, and some other things. It could also be the breaking down of creativity. It might become more mainstream, because in Pluto, usually Pluto melds well with Mars, where they cancel each other out. So this could become more of a copycat, or more of mainstream trends. Like, it won't be like, oh, I'm doing this because I want to do this. This is more of like, since she did it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it my own, but I'm going to take credit for it. But it's a copycat thing. This actually came out in one of the copycat ones of when I was doing a murder case. There was a copycat that actually did the actual murder, but the serial killer that was already in jail got blamed for it, which was a real twist when I did the tarot cards. But I feel like it's kind of the same deal. It might, however, be that you feel as there might be a void at that moment in time where the crossover happens with Mars and Pluto, and that would happen when you're 26. I think she's like 20 right now, but when she's 26, she'll kind of feel like she can't come up with certain things that she used to. So there might be some type of depressive thing there. So let's see, we have the Lilith. Lilith is willpower and mission, which is Aquarius in the 7th house of partnerships. So she might be on a mission to find somebody, or find a partnership, or get a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case is, and have a relationship. That's probably what she's striving for. But yeah, I feel like it might be a little bit too much for like one person to handle, if that makes sense. She's a little hyperactive, so it might be a lot to handle. Once she, just kind of goes with the flow, it'll happen. But I feel like she's so into maybe finding a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case, a partner. It's not going to happen until she kind of gives up and works on herself, or works on projects that she feels are necessary for herself. But let's see. We have the North Node, where you're going in this life. We have Cancer in the 12th house of transcendence. So transcendence usually means like what your reputation is, and that's gonna be like the paved thing on the legacy of really anybody, Michael Jackson, stuff like that. But like usually with transcendence, usually it happens to people that either do too much or not enough, and it becomes a transcendent of small things that they did and that they get known for. It's kind of like a meme type of energy in this day and age. So it could be that, or it could be some good things that she does later on in life. So hopefully it's that, and it's not a meme. So, I like memes as much as the next person, but I don't think that you should be famous for being in a meme or having a meme about you, because sometimes it can kind of be like a sadistic thing that kind of could ruin your reputation, or the chance for you to find a job if the case presents itself where you need to find a mainstream job. So Just something to think about. Then we have the empty houses, my favorite. So the first house was empty. That's the house of identity. So lack of identity or personality. Puts on a fake mask. Then we have the second house of values. So feels insecure or instability of maybe house, home, or personality. And the third house is communication. So difficulty dealing with logic. So there might be points where things may present itself as a true thing, and maybe she's kind of on the right side of her brain or the creative side a lot, and not really thinking about her actions have consequences when she does something that might be harmful to somebody else. That's just an example. So let's see. Number 4 is roots. So detachment or family problems. There might have been family problems growing up, or just a disconnect at school or teenage years. So there might have been, some disconnect. There still might be disconnect. Just with family or something. It might be very, a dysfunctional situation also. So we have the 6th house. The 6th house is the house of responsibilities. So, over-reliance on others, possibly prone to illness. So, responsibilities usually are like health or, taking care of others, or just feeling like the need to, say or do something in order to, quote, help people. But sometimes it can be overdone. I feel like it might give guidance to those that don't have it, really. Like, those people would kind of gravitate towards people that have a high 6th house, either in like a Taurus energy or a Libra energy. Okay, and then we have the 11th house of self. So, difficulty maintaining friendships, and usually the 11th house is kind of like that episode in Winnie the Pooh where like Tigger loses his stripes because he takes a bath, and it's kind of that thing, like you don't know who you are, or you don't really know where you fit into the world. Usually the 11th house is like your identity. Usually if you're like a fire sign, you'll be more active. You'll be more of like a celebrity. But you'd be one of those active celebrities in like being an athlete. If you're an earth sign, you're more into finance or new inventions. If you're if you're an air sign, you're usually into travel or finding new ways around a particular problem. And if you're a water sign, you're more into the emotional side, like what could I give somebody to make them feel better, or more simplistic things that would mean a lot to somebody else, or would be cool to look at, or would give somebody childlike wonder or a feeling or a memory, of a better time or place. So 11th house really carries a lot of weight. When people don't have it, they could have problems with friends, with family members, with, cousins. And it could really kind of put them at odds in like a family reunion or a birthday party situation where everything kind of doesn't make sense to them. that makes kind of a lot of sense with kind of a narcissistic personality. So it's either through the chart or through a mental displacement. So let's see. We have symbols also, and then I will get to what Lillee Jean would be doing if she wasn't a YouTuber. And she had to go mainstream into like local society or like a local job, which she might be good at or might do. We have a lot of the same here, but I don't think that that's a bad idea. I just feel like, she might like horses a lot. So we have umbrella, we have a horse head, a head. We have a deer hand. We have a horse head again. We have a flute, another horse head, an arrow, a chariot, and an umbrella. So what I got from that was these jobs. So we have police, government official, reporters, ambassadors, radio or TV commentators, talk show hosts, news readers, actors, firemen, oracles. We have trade unionist, forest ranger, military personnel, black magicians, or dark magicians, you can tell the future. So bureaucrats, mafia, detectives, naval officers, Salvation Army, aged care personnel, athletes, manual laborers, sprinters, telecom professors, or professions. Let's see. Radar experts, like meteorologists, or air traffic controllers or surgeons. So, attention to detail. It's very, intense. Usually with the horse head, they're very intense about hearing and about sounds and about alert. So, I figure horse, a lot of official or, urgency type jobs. So, anyway, this was the Clout Gaze Astrology for Lillee Jean. It was just, something informational, nothing to, poke fun at her or anything. But the examples are kind of going to hold some weight and why her personality is the way it is, I feel. But it's nothing bad. I feel like a lot of makeup artists kind of have the same chart or similar charts to this, where it's kind of like there's heavy air signs or there's heavy, heavy fire signs and heavy water signs that either cause emotional passion or a lot of disconnect. So it's two different extremes where they're like, I'm so angry right now, and then at the same time totally fine the next minute. So it's, it kind of comes off as fake or played out, but I do feel like this is 100% the personality that would be in makeup or in, kind of commentators kind of thing. So, yeah, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with Lillee Jean. She might have, she's very passionate and emotional about what she's doing, and, she can't take criticism. I don't think anybody in the makeup industry can. But, it's how you perceive the world. Like, if it's makeup, you want to be the best of the best. And if you want to be a commentator, you want to make people think about something or see your perspective. And it's a very sensitive subject when people don't see your perspective and they try to test it. So I feel like it's much of the same thing. Anyway, this was a lot of fun, and I will see you in the next reading. Hopefully, this helped you out in some way, shape, or form, and if Lillee Jean is watching, nothing to offend you, but, it kind of will help you understand yourself a little bit better, okay? And I will see you in the next reading. Alright, everyone? Bye now.